Hello champions and future champions, hello Chessmood family. GM Gabuzyan is here with you and let's get started with our daily lesson. Topic for today is gonna be the weak pawn. In this position, white is having a weak pawn on d4, guys. It's not so hard to determine this weakness. And our goal as black is gonna be to attack this pawn as much as possible with different pieces. What's going to be the value of this attack? Whenever we force white pieces to defend this pawn, let's say bishop from e3, knight b3, rook d1, those pieces are going to be taking very passive positions. Meanwhile, our other pieces are going to be having a very strong attacking ones. So obviously it's a huge achievement for black. Now it's black to move, guys, and I'll recommend you to pause the video and think, how would you play here for black? So, black here is playing knight h5. The idea is very simple. We are trying to transfer our knight from f6 square to e6 one through g7, and our knight from this square will be making pressure on pawn on d4. If white is taking bishop h5 and we take, what's going to be happening? White is losing this good bishop, and now white is going to be having only a bad one on d2. Why is this is bad? Because all of white's pawns are located on the dark squares, and this bishop is going to be very bad one. For that reason, after knight h5, white is not taking and is playing rook c2. Knight g7, rook hc1, knight e6. First part of our idea is achieved. Now we're going to try to increase the pressure on pawn on d4. White is playing bishop b5. We cannot be taking knight d4 because rook on c8 is under double attack of white rooks. So we have to play knight a7. Rook takes c8, knight takes c8. It's good to keep one pair of rooks on the board, because in future whenever we attack pawn on d4, this rook will be forced to go to d1. And in that case, our rook will be activated through the open c file, guys. White is going bishop e2, knight e7. Bishop e3, f5, strengthening our pawn chain. And after h4, I will again recommend you to pause the video and think, how can we increase the pressure on d4 pawn? Here, guys, black played king to d7. Idea is again very nice and simple one. We're trying to transfer our bishop from d6 square, where it's basically doing nothing and is limited by white pawns, transferring it to f6 when it will be attacking pawn on d4. So king f2, bishop e7, and after king e1 we are playing bishop f6. As you have seen, in less than 10 moves, black transferred knight to attacking position and bishop. As well, knight on a7 is ready to join the game. So after rook c2, we are playing knight c6. White is pinning the knight with bishop b5, but we don't worry much about it, cause here black is having king d6 move. The thing is, if white now takes bishop takes c6, bc6, we're gonna get a very strong pawn chain controlling a center a lot. In future we'll try to play c5, and later on with d4 we'll have two connected passed pawns in a center. Meanwhile, white will have a very bad pawns on sides of the board. So, huge achievement. For that reason, after king d6, white is not taking, and after playing rook d2 and rook c8, our goal is achieved. White is forced to protect this d4 pawn with all pieces, and they are having a very bad position. By the way, guys, let me tell you that this study is taken from in Gabuzyan Mind course when I am commenting my games, and you will find the link to the game in description. So if you are fully interested to see the game, you can go there and see it. Let me now change a position for you. So guys, in this position, it's white to move. Pawn structure is to white's favor. Black is having some weakened pawns, and your goal is going to be to determine the weakness and attack it with white pieces. You can leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments section. GM Gabuzyan was here with you. Thank you for your subscriptions, likes, and sharing this video with your friends. We appreciate it a lot. See you next time during our next daily lessons.